Merry Christmas. Dr. Willie.
And this is Dee.
And we want to welcome you to Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. Broadcast. A jolly
jolly Christmas.
A holly jolly Christmas edition. Welcome to everybody. Hope y'all are having a great day. Hope y'all had a great weekend, but in a week since
a safe weekend.
Yeah, we got a lot of talk about that. Well, we've had quite a weekend where everything changed Saturday. Where I had a bunch of Christmas parties lined up. People that invited me, I promised them I was coming. And a dear friend of mine, my dear friend Eric Broyles, called. And Eric is a very successful businessman. He has a biotech company and a number of other companies.
And he's a philanthropist.
He's a philanthropist. Gives millions of dollars away annually. And he called me and said, Dr. Jolley, I want to talk to you. I said, what's up, Eric? He said, cancel everything you're doing. He said, I got COVID. I got Omicron.
And he's vaccinated.
And I'm vaccinated. And it kicked my butt.
He did not have the booster. He was scheduled to get the booster on the 17th of December. But by that time,
he had gotten it.
He had Omicron.
And he said, it is terrible. It kicked his butt.
So what happened to him? He went to a place where there were unvaccinated people?
Well, no. He went to a party where everybody had to send their vaccination cards in advance and then show their vaccination card at the door to get in. And yet somebody came in there, even though they were vaccinated,
they were a carrier.
Carrying the virus, and about 20 people got the virus. And he said, I got really sick. And he said, this Omicron is extremely, extremely contagious. He said, look, you need to do like y'all did when we're starting. Tell Dee to go back to her protocol. Don't go nowhere. So I canceled. And
so they were all vaccinated.
Yeah.
Some were boosters. So now they're saying 3 shots. But they did not take the rapid test was not required immediately
before
entering. Correct. Because that would have shown an increase in temperature as evidence that something's wrong.
Probably. So here's the bottom line is that since then we've made a conscious decision that we're going to err on the side of safety. So many people have stopped us and told us just this last week how many of them watch this. Many watch on the replay. Moses told me the other night that he watches on the replay every week. So
hi, Moses.
Hey, Moses. And
Merry Christmas.
To your beautiful bride and your son. His son is in college. So look, we're going to talk about
a couple of things.
A couple of things. First, we wanted to talk about this vaccination thing because it really is important. Last Wednesday, I spoke at the funeral of Van Whitfield, who recently purchased the BET studio. He was on the precipice of big, huge things, movies and television and music. Deals with Pharrell Williams and so many others. He got COVID.
Okay, why don't you tell people who Van Whitfield is?
Van Whitfield was a best-selling author of fiction books.
Fiction writer.
Fiction writer, became very, very successful selling, and he wrote. I didn't know he had written ghostwritten a number of other books that people we're familiar with. Anyway, very successful writer. Had an interest in entertainment. He created Whitfield Entertainment Group and was able to get the BET studios. And he was on the precipice, but he got COVID.
Yeah, he was vaccinated.
He was vaccinated, not boosted, but vaccinated. But he had underlying the conditions. And
when you say that, what exactly he had underlying?
Well, let me say, he had a heart transplant some years ago. And whatever medicines suppressed the antibodies, like colon powder. They suppressed it. So the vaccine didn't take hold. Well, he died. So I had to speak at his funeral. And it was very heartbreaking because he was on the precipice of so many big things. So I'm saying, everybody, don't play around on this. This Omicron ain't playing. Hey, this is my friend Willie Larkin. How are you, my dear friend? Glad you are well. Hope you and your wife. He's a great speaker, trainer, former university president. He's doing so many things. Bertha, thank you for joining us. Now let's talk about this Christmas week. We are so grateful that now Christmas is a couple of things we have in our way of life. One is I don't do any surprise gifts for my wife. Bing, bong, boom. I don't do that. I ask her very specifically.
Could we finish with the COVID?
I'm sorry.
Protocols before we go to
Christmas
I know you
gifts?
I know how you.
All right, go ahead.
Okay,
all right.
Okay. Now, in lieu of the fact that so many people have already made their plans.
By the way, you look mighty good tonight.
Thank you, dear.
Oh, from head to toe.
Thank you.
You're cute as a butt.
I'll show you head to toe later. So,
yes,
holiday with COVID-19.
Okay.
And it's changing by the minute.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The president's going to speak tomorrow. But now they're saying that it is duplicating itself every 2 days. That was the latest
doubling
thing.
Every 2 days.
Doubling every 2 days. It was 3 to 4 days. Now it's down to 2 days. And now they're saying that 72 to 73% of the people who are being hospitalized have Omicron, and it has overtaken Delta.
Ooh.
So what are we to do?
Right.
And people are being interviewed, and they're like, "Well, I'm still going. I paid to travel. So what are we going to do?" So I looked up CDC and just put in the question. So what do you do now with COVID and the holidays? Is there anything different you need to do? The first thing that comes up. Okay, so holidays are a higher risk activity for a couple of reasons. And this is from Dr. Sandra Kesh, Kesh, who is an infectious disease expert, and she's at West Med Medical Group, along with information specifically from the CDC, the Center for Disease Control. And it says, okay, so you're planning for the holidays still? Number one, get vaccinated.
Okay.
To keep saying it, but everybody's not vaccinated.
Okay.
So number one is to be vaccinated. It's not too early, at least to get the first shot if you've not gotten any. Okay. Delay travel if you're not fully vaccinated. This is what they say. But many people are not going to do that. Let's just keep it real. Wear a mask that covers your nose and mouth. It drives me crazy. You see all these people with the mask below these great big noses. And I'm like, well, all of the germs are spewing out because your nose is exposed. Anyway, okay. Wear a mask that covers your nose and mouth. Stay 6 feet apart and socially distance. Nobody's doing that either.
Right. Okay. Keep going.
Okay. Wash your hands off with soap and water. Okay. All right. And then now test to prevent the spread, which is the added piece of, for example, what is our son doing? So our son is coming to spend
Christmas Day with us. And
right. What is he doing now? He's working from home.
And he's, hey, Olympia.
And he's not being social, period, which is major.
That's major because he is a social animal.
He's not being social. He's already taken one test and he's going to do a rapid test before he comes. And I said, oh, I so appreciate that. Because he wants to keep his parents around a little bit longer. And we have underlying conditions.
We ain't got no underlying conditions. What underlying conditions you got? You got no underlying condition.
We are older. That's the underlying condition.
No, there's no underlying condition. You don't have no underlying.
That's what they say. If you are older, you have to consider your age. Then here's why.
You might be older.
As you get older, your immune system is just naturally deteriorates. I can't think of a better word for that. So that is why they tell us to take the D3, right? And all of the other things. That's a whole nother list.
Okay.
But you need to help to boost your immune system.
Right.
Right? So, and get tested with and somewhere in there I actually talk about the kinds of tests which are available.
She getting ready to go down a rabbit hole. I want to talk about marriage.
Okay, wait a minute. But then there's different kinds of rapid tests. Your cousin was here this evening and she was talking about the Abbott, ABBOTT, the pharmaceutical company, Abbott, that has the Benax now antigen rapid test that is $29 some places, $14 some places, and then free for some places. Now Walmart has it or had it for like $14, but they're out.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can go online and look that up. On television, they were talking about the Q test, the CUE test that many of the basketball players and wealthy people are getting. Guess how much that test is? $474, and you get 3.
They can afford
right?
it. Dave, I want you to get
okay. Wait a minute, and then you can go to Walgreens, you can go to Walmart, you can go to CVS, but you need to either stand in line or you can apply for it and buy it online. That's important.
Speaking of Walmart, they've been sponsoring my daily 1-minute messages. I want to give a shout out to everybody at Walmart.
You haven't told anybody
that my 1-minute messages, if you're on my newsletter,
you would know that.
You would know that you'd get the daily messages from me via video, but you still get it. I'm doing the 12 days of Christmas, which are powerful. You can go to winwithwillie.com and just sign up for my newsletter, and you'll get the last week of the 1-minute messages.
Sponsored by Walmart.
Sponsored by Walmart.
With the same music that you hear on TV and on other radio shows.
The commercials, yeah.
The commercials.
So let she's gone into. I just wanted to touch base. I know it's important.
And there are people who are going to. They might not say it to us, but they're going to go and they're going to visit, and they need to protect the ones that they love.
So it's important, folks, that we do say that we want you to be mindful. Okay, this is very important.
You need to take action. Mindful is not enough.
All right, let's talk about marriages here. What you're going to do through this holiday. We want you to stay safe first. Okay, we got that. We got that, Dee. We got that. One of the things about being married, you deal with all of the idiosyncrasies of your spouse. My wife has a lot of them. She's a studious person. And if I give her a topic, she goes, and she goes in a deep dive and go down a rabbit hole looking at what happened over the last 150 years.
For the benefit of all of us. I bring that information back to you.
To me and the group.
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about some of the calls we've gotten recently or emails we've gotten from people who are having some marital issues. Why
is it that they call you first?
Because they know that I'm much more apt to listen and not say something like, "You're stupid."
I don't ever say that.
What do you say then?
Nothing.
That's why they don't call you. You say nothing. I have a conversation with them. I talk about how we can solve this problem. I do listen. One of the problems we've had a couple people call up is when the wife is not being sexually satisfied. We've had that a couple times, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And Dee said,
wait a minute, is this a couple's Christmas? I thought we were talking about couples and Christmas.
Well, we're talking about couple. You give your couple something they want. Sexual satisfaction. That's a gift. So we have, all right. Am I right?
Yes, dear.
All right. So, gentlemen, this could be an issue. Because we had a couple who the wife tried to tell him how she liked to be pleased.
Well, first of all, the couples don't come together and say that. They really
no, they don't do it together. They never. It's always separate. Mm-hmm. It's one or the other. Mm-hmm. And so the wife was saying that she tried to tell him, but he felt he knew more than she did.
Well, he was probably insulted and felt that it.
Well, he
adversely affected his manhood.
That's probably true, and it's how
maybe she didn't say it the way that he could receive it and not be offended.
Okay, so the whole sexual issue. But if there's an issue, we want you to know that there are sex therapists who make their living,
and they're Christian sex therapists.
They are who can help you in this issue because look, it does happen, and sometimes it's due to medical issues. Sometimes it's due to sometimes it's just due to
how y'all fit together. How about that? Is that tactful?
That was tactful.
See? And you don't ever give me any credit, any kudos for saying things in a tactful manner. You always say you have no tact.
I just say you shoot from the hip.
That was very tactful.
That was very, very tactful. So, gentlemen, if you're having some issues, go to a sex therapist, go to a urologist, ask them.
But a urologist is not a sex therapist.
No, they're not. But sometimes it's a physical issue. And so a urologist can be of help to you in the process, and then go to a sex therapist.
And you can go individually. You don't have to go together.
Yep.
And sometimes you might be more comfortable going in individually.
Yep. Terrence said
you might be embarrassed.
Said it might be 2 different drives. Okay, 2 different sex drives.
Yes,
that's possible. And so,
how you like it at night versus in the morning? Is that so?
Help a brother out! I'm trying to get some sleep.
Some people are early morning, like 4 a.m.
What? So we work it out.
We work it out.
All right.
Because we talk about it.
We do talk about it. We talk about it. We say, I wake up early.
But I give you incentives.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, you do.
I just will say, wake up. I give you incentives.
Yes.
To wake up a little earlier.
Yeah.
Right? Or make it worth your while.
Yeah. Well, you make it worth my while, but I still want to be asleep. But I did wake up. Okay. Yeah. I'm a late night guy. She's an early morning person. So we had to talk about it and work it out. Okay, folks.
Thank you, Lynn.
Okay, it's important to talk about it because many people won't talk about sex. They feel it's taboo. We can't talk about it. The church doesn't talk about it. The preacher doesn't talk about it. Look, I'm a licensed minister.
First of all, it's not for real because our young people, everybody else who's not married,
they talking about it. That's right. That's right. So we want marriage people to talk about it. My pastor says
you can stay happily married and get all of your needs fulfilled within the house. Is that good?
That's so tactful and so good.
You better remember that.
Get your needs fulfilled within the house. Now, the other thing we had a conversation was when Taryn, why do non-married people talk about it all the time?
Because they're trying to get it.
They're trying to get it.
And they think that I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. The grass always appears to be greener on the other side.
Okay.
And a lot of times single people lie because I know, both sides. They lie. They think, they say, oh, this is one. And they're miserable. No significant other. Nobody to share the good and the bad and the ups and downs with. And they want other people to be miserable like they are. So they lie and they say, well, I had 15 different partners and had all this other kind of stuff going on. And it's a lie. Okay.
Now, let's talk about the other issue. I had a call with another person who had a female significant other who was more aggressive in business or wanted to be more aggressive in business.
Well, you want to say they were not. They were in a relationship.
Yeah, they hadn't gotten married.
Right. And then the question came up. So you need to say that.
The question came up.
All of our questions do not come from people who are married.
Right.
And I think it's important. Everybody needs married and not. And a lot of times if you get it straight before you get married, you discover that it's not the right person and you don't need to get married and be in the mess. Hello? Okay, go ahead.
And so they need the book, chapter number 11.
They need the whole thing.
It's
all the principles, but now go to this person who's
the
in a
woman
relationship.
Is a high achiever. He's a high achiever, but she tends to be more, he says she's an alpha woman. And, you heard of alpha males, but this is an alpha woman. And she...
So what does that mean? An alpha male? What does that mean?
Alpha male means hard charging. Okay?
Does that mean type A personality? I'm a type A personality.
You certainly are. Anyway.
But I code switch.
But she was not willing to support him in his endeavors to go with him to his events because she said, I don't care. As long as we I don't care. And he really bothered him. And I said something to him that he said was important. He said, I said, you want to understand that it's not just being a go-getter, but also a go-giver. He said, oh, I like that. Write that one down. He said, go write that. It's not just being a go-getter, but it's also a go-giver. My wife is a go-getter, okay? But she's also a go-giver, okay? And we talk about that all the time, that we want to be giving to each other in every which way we can.
And we anticipate. I think the exciting thing is to be able to anticipate each other's needs. And when we're saying to be a go-giver, it doesn't mean that you always have to spend money on something.
No.
I think you reach a point in your life where, okay, how many sweaters do you need? Do you need to buy them a car? I mean, just how many things versus experiences versus time and attention.
Yeah.
When you're on your deathbed, you're going to say, oh, I just thought it was so wonderful that you bought me a Tesla. You think that's how they're going to view it?
I think well, but again, love languages. Okay. So love languages. We've talked about it last week, folks, in case you missed.
5 love languages. And we have some other kinds of activities going to be coming up in the new year.
Yeah.
5 love languages and a test that you can take for free that will confirm what your love language is. Because I've been doing my research, Willie Jolley.
Oh, I know you have.
And it just confirmed. You'll say, oh, okay. That's why I am this way. Well, that's why he's not excited when I give him time and attention. He really wants a toy.
So let's go back over to, and I was starting down another path for the last
sir.
caller got. A woman who was not satisfied sexually in the relationship, and how you have to be willing to get some therapy, and if there's medical issues, get some medical help, and then take that ashwagandha,
and also seek
Eleuthero,
and also seek sex therapy.
Well, I said sex therapy.
Okay.
Right.
And then the next thing.
And then, the next thing is, as one more thing I think about it,
about the alpha woman. What was the resolution for that?
Well, the resolution was that
might not be a good fit for him, because I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah,
because he's saying I need a.
He said I want a Mama D,
a companion who supports me, who says, you can do it. You did it. I'm proud of you. And she's like, okay, you do me. We'll meet in the middle.
He needed somebody who Dee is very supportive of me. I mean, she would tell me, you did a great job at I spoke the other day. She would say you did a great job. Your message was just dynamite. So Terrence said,
or if you messed up,
she would nicely say,
and I will tell him at a time that is appropriate. It will not adversely affect his ego.
Right. Terrence said, team up and grow up, and so we want to encourage people during this Christmas time.
Oh, I wonder what it looks like if they write it down. What does that mean?
What does that mean, Terrence? I'm not quite sure what that means. Write it down.
Explain.
But, all right. So real quick, though, one of the things I want everybody to do this Christmas, here's what I want you to do. Ask your significant other a question. What gift can I give you that doesn't cost any money? What gift can I give you that costs no money? Maybe will show their love language. I need you to give me more time. I need you to give me more attention. I need you to say kind things to me.
That's a good question.
So I want y'all to think about asking your significant other, what gift can I give you this Christmas that requires no money? And see what kind of answers. So you might get a real
there'll be an aha. That could
aha
be a very aha
about
moment.
your love language. And we want to talk about love languages.
Okay.
Love languages and how the other person is impacted. So what can I give you this Christmas that costs no money? What can I give you? Make up the bed with new linen.
Change the flannel sheets
to a dew color. Okay, I'll do that.
But you did anyway, right?
I started making up the bed anyway, didn't I? 3 years ago.
You did, yeah.
And I made up the bed.
I can't really think of anything new. You're doing all the things. You make me very happy.
All right, so I want y'all to ask that question, and I want you to make a point to really do something nice for your spouse that doesn't cost any money during this Christmas time.
I think it can go for the kids too, because I think some of us are just too involved in, okay, what do you want for Christmas?
I think that's a great thing. Ask the people you love, what can I do for you that doesn't cost any money? Your kids, your
because we don't really think about that, because all the commercials are saying, buy this, do this. The last couple of days, you can go here, you can get it. Nobody says time and attention.
Linda Williams says that's Linda Williams says that's a great question, and I thank you so much for that. I've been thinking about that all day. What is one thing we wanted to talk about? So there's so many issues that people are having in their relationships. It's a challenging time. We know that COVID is impacting relationships. We can't go where we usually go. I cancel all my Christmas parties, and I'm a social guy. I want to be around.
And I'm just as happy as I can be because I'm here with him.
And she
whether
is happy.
We went to a party or not. In fact, he went by a party. I sat in the car.
She did.
I said, okay, you got 60 seconds to go in there, see the person with the mask on, and come back to the car.
Which is what I did. I went and found a guy, told him, thank you for inviting me. I can't stay. I told him why. I had already called him and told him. I said, but I wanted to come by since you were disappointed and just waved to people, and then I'm out. I was out in less than 2 minutes. I really was.
Yeah.
I was out. I mean, I was in.
So I'm okay to ride with him someplace where he can go and he can wave, because he is a social being. Even though I try to be all the social that he needs.
The other day, she was talking to me. I said, I can't handle it right now. And she was telling me, she was going down one of her rabbit holes about something. I said, I've been in this house with you for 2 years almost.
I'm just as happy as I can be.
Let's see. Terrence said, each person will write the issue down on a piece of paper and hand it to the other, like the male. I'm unfulfilled in our sexual relationship because you are too aggressive, and how can we make it better? Now, let's talk about that.
I think writing the question down, I think that's good, but I would not say to my significant other, you're too aggressive.
No, I don't. I wouldn't say that to a woman. No, I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say that.
I definitely wouldn't say it to a woman, because really, gentlemen, what I want you to do is start to let your females have over years been conditioned that the male should take the lead. Okay. Now, I don't know if you talk about in business, about a relationship, but let's just say in a relationship, in sexual, that the male is always the one to initiate. But what happens if the wife initiates? And I encourage that. I encourage her to initiate, because for so long, the woman has been told, let the male in there. They're waiting. The male, sometimes brother need help. Okay, that's true. Sometimes a brother needs some help. And so if she initiates, now that's a conversation though. All of this it's about the communication. We talk about everything.
I think it's good that if that is how you need to start, because you can't come out and say, I'm having some challenges with our sex life. If you say, you know what, let me write this down.
That's good.
Maybe you need to write it enough until you can write it and not be confrontational. But I would definitely
or condemning
I would definitely not say because of something. I would say, you know what, I'm having some challenges with our sex life. Can we talk about it?
Yeah.
That would be a great statement, but not because you were too aggressive. Now, you know what? That gets into
he said that. He said they can word it however they choose. Sometimes seeing something in writing changes a point. Or you can, Dee says, write it enough time where it becomes some way without being, Dr. Linda says, if the tone is wrong, it doesn't get any better by writing it down. Better lay some ground rules for the discussion first. I agree. Or y'all have open and honest without being condemning. Well, go back to our 4 F's in the book. And I hope everybody got the book.
Okay,
be friendly. Mm-hmm. Start every difficult conversation.
So these are the ground rules, Dr. Linda.
Yeah, be friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Always start friendly, so you won't be when you're angry or you're mad or you're tense. people put up defense mechanisms. Be friendly. Be frank about how it makes you feel. How such and such made me feel. Not about you did this, you did this, you did this.
Because then the defenses are down because you're not blaming the other
That's right.
person.
Here's how it made me feel. Okay, here's how I felt. I felt hurt, or I felt embarrassed, or whatever. So be friendly, be frank about your feelings. Be fair. This is big. Be fair. Listen to their side. Why do you think?
Both of you should want to win. You
Yeah.
want your partner.
Well,
to win. You don't want to
no.
beat them up.
That's point 4. You jump ahead.
I'm sorry.
All right. Be friendly, be frank, be fair. Listen to each other. Then be focused on a win-win. You both want to win. We want everybody to win. So you want to. It's very important that you have a win-win-win-win. Okay, precisely. Thank you, Dr. Lynch. That's superb. That's be friendly, be frank, be fair, be focused on a win-win. And we do that as now when we have to have difficult conversations sometimes about business or whatever, but we're always friendly. We're frank about feelings. If my feelings were ever hurt, I would tell them. And be fair. I listen to her side. And then be focused on a win-win. You do that, you're going to be all right.
I would say, and I listen to your side.
You do.
I might not agree with you.
You might not. Sometimes you don't.
No, and I don't.
And you'll say it. You say, I don't agree with that. And I say, okay. Well,
but also as we talk about the love languages, the other thing that we're going to talk about is how people are hardwired. That's going to come
up.
How people are hardwired.
And there's some things are hardwired.
And for some people, that aggressive nature is part of how they popped out into the world.
Bertha said, you must have respect for each other's feelings too. So I hope everybody's teachable. The wise people are teachable. Right? We
want to be like Solomon.
Solomon always with learning, and we want to be like that. But look, we've gone way over our usual time. It was 9:37.
No.
But it's okay because this one is a special edition. Most people say we want an hour. We're not doing a whole hour, but we did go a little over. We are looking at all of the options, how we expand this to be
and to bring on some other people
and do some.
And that's what we're looking at, so that we can ask questions. One of the areas is that I like. Well, of course, because I'm focused on money. How the wealth is passed.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that.
In terms of a series.
Okay.
So we can go in depth. And it's such a variety of things from, I don't have anybody. Why should I even bother about having a will or a trust, right?
Jolley.
You're cutting me off.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm just preparing this track for that.
So from how the wealth is passed, and sometimes people have questions to ask that we might not have even thought about, but with an expert that we can talk to,
we're gonna bring
they can have. Right.
We're gonna bring in more guests, and we're gonna have some really great comments.
And then we'll have someone, as we deal with sex, headaches, and other lies. That's a whole nother area that we're going to address, and you can ask questions.
Well, Merry Christmas to everybody. 'Tis the season to be
jolly,
and we want to welcome everybody to. Who watching this online, to our family. We had people last week from, where was the gentleman from? Was it Australia? We've had people
Australia,
all over.
New Zealand, or something.
So we have had people all over the world who are joining us. We want to welcome you. Thank you. And
thank you for joining us. You know what? Share this with somebody else so we can be helpful to even more people.
And we want to, when we wrote the book with a goal, save 1 million marriages, enhance 1 million marriages. That's been our goal. We are so grateful that so many people have stopped us, have come up to us, have called us, have reached out and said, save my marriage. That book saved my marriage.
Expand to single people. Single people need
now she's been really, she fed a heart.
Yes.
So thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you, Diane Anderson. Thank you so much. Enjoy the Merry Christmas. Happy holiday. We're going to go out with my song that I started with. I'll go out with it. Have a holly jolly Christmas. Here we go. Christmas. A holly jolly Christmas for you your family, your loved ones, but we share love with you as we come this way. Have a holly jolly Christmas, the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas time this year. Oh, oh, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you. Kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas. In case you didn't hear. Oh, by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas time this year. Oh, the mistletoe. All right, Terrence asked, do we have an EP of that? Terrence, if you just send us an email, anybody who sends us an email, I'll send it to you free, my gift to you. In fact, better than that. Let me do better than that. So go to winwithwillie.com, sign up for the newsletter. It will be on this week's newsletter. The whole song will be there. My gift to everybody who wants it. Absolutely free, okay? You'll get some other free goodies.
So if you're on the newsletter, you're getting the song this week.
You'll get the song this week free. How you like that, Terrence?
Ain't
that good?
Winwithwillie.com.
Winwithwillie.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Hey, we went a little longer today. Thank you, Terrence. He says it's smooth.
Aww.
Oh, my XM show. I do have to mention this. I forgot to mention this. This week we released my new music. I want to win a Grammy. And so we got to put it out there. I want you to go to williejolly.com/music. williejolly.com/music. Listen to it. It's an album called the Willie Jolley Motivational Music and Motivation Power Book. I want you to go and listen to the excerpts, and then I want you to purchase the download. It's 25 tracks, 10 spoken tracks, short spoken, and each song applies to that concept. The power of vision, the power of action, the power of commitment, the power of purpose, the power of, just incredible. Go to williejolly.com/music and then tell everybody you know to go there. Get that download because we want to win a Grammy in the upcoming year. So that's our goal. We're speaking it. We're putting it out to the universe. Have a great day. Merry Christmas.
Jolly Christmas.
Jolly Christmas to everybody. God bless you.
Jolly out.
Jolly out. Bye-bye. See y'all.